This is number 10, and I've been giving free informations for my community online, offline. So all these people that I've been friends with, fortunate to be friends with, I've been doing this long time for the last 2 months. Really, like the idea of this is I want to give some positivity out there because it's just very interesting times that we all have to get better very soon. In fact, I was dropping off. I was in the building dropping a look at go to daycare and drop off my little ones. I know I've been told I'm a brave one, and um, they have this problem. It's basically they are lowering down. They are much lower down on the capacity of where how many people can actually put in daycare, and it is very interesting. Hi, Silly. Good morning. So we all have. I guess sooner or later we all have to understand this is not the end of it, and we are all really on edge. You can say that. We just have to be cognizant that everyone have their own comfort zone, let's say, and it's really hard to say. My wife always tell me, you can't do that, right? You can't be putting your shoes on what other people think, meaning that not everyone's thinking like you, and I realize that not everyone's thinking like me, and I won't be thinking like everyone else. But I guess we are on this together, right? We're on this together. The fact is, this won't be going away soon, and we all have to, this will be going on for like 4 months, for like could be even longer, like could be even 6 months. And the thing is this, we have to find a way we can kind of still go on in my life. Like you have to still go on, find ways to still go on your life. And there's no real or right or wrong way, to be honest. We just have to be work together, to be honest. My little kid, like, before we start, I tell you what current situation has affect little guys or girls. I have a 5-year-old, and so this is what she decided to bring it in here. This is what she gave me, and by the way, and this is what she gave me, and I say, wow, this is great, um, and I think this is probably one of the Father's Day present. Happy Father's Day earlier, and happy Father's Day for all you guys. Jump on this call. And but the thing is this: I walk in downtown with her every single day, right? Drop her off and things like that. And this is what literally what she had been seeing. I've been seeing from her. She's literally fear of the situation, and I promise you, I didn't give her to watch any news, and there's no news policy in my home, and I don't let her know what's happening, things like that. But she pick up. This is what she do. Like, there's a lot of homeless, in the downtown area. My office is in the downtown, and there's a lot of homeless. And I see my mentor Sunil is online. Hi, Sunil, how are you? There's a lot of homeless. So I walk her and walk to the same building. But basically, this is what she's doing. Every six, this is the, I don't know where you can see. Every 6 or 7 steps, she basically hold my hand really hand tight. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And she didn't tell me, and she just tell me it's like I'm, and you can tell her from from her physiology, and she's like always looking back. She's worried. And I'm telling her, what, that's no worries. You know what, I take on any guy, people who know me that, I'm that type. And push come to shove, and hi Zanel, how are you doing? Push come to shove, we have a fight, right? With my 5-year-old, that's going to be hilarious on the street. And with my bag and her backpack and things like that. But 5-year-old are worried. So I get it. We all worry. I'm worried, you're worried. You worry about your family, you worry about your finance, you worry about your properties, you worry about your investment. But that's the reason why I want to hold this Zoom call, because I want we to get better. I want we collectively to get better. Whether this is 5 years, 5 months, we will get better. And what's better than knowing what you're going to do and what you're going to learn, and from all these weekly meetups, Zoom calls, and I have a whole list of things. that already decided, you know what, no one's working. A lot of people are really worrying. And later on, I'm gonna give it to you like later on. But I basically say that, you know what, everything on my list is 50%, and you get it 50% on everything that I put online. I'm talking about the stuff that I charge. So, but anyway, today's Zoom call is about commercial real estate basic. You know, I've been talking real estate commercial for the last 3 years, and I invest myself with my investor. In fact, I've called with my investors. One of the things I talked to you about today is keep investor engaged, keep them calm. This is a time, you know, they're seeing a lot of news. Some of them true, some of them, many of them not true. And you, as an investor, as a lead guy, as a quarterback of investment, you need to let them know that you are there. You need to let them know you're there. So, I have constant communication with my guys, with my investors, with my group, with my mentees, and you know, in fact, I do way more, and a lot of you guys will agree. I do way more than what I used to be, like in this 2 months. I do way more in the last 2 months than what I did for last year. Go figure how many things I've done. So, for all you guys looking at Facebook Live, hi everyone, hi Sunil, long time no see. So Sunil is my mentor, and I owe a lot of my skills to him. So thanks for joining, Sunil. Thanks for joining, Silly. And on the Zoom call and on the Facebook Live and on YouTube Live, you know, hi everyone's guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see the slides. I'm going to jump right in today. So 10 Zoom call number 10 is about commercial real estate basics. It's really about how we react as real estate investors, how we're going to take advantage of the current situations. Because you know what? I take advantage of 2018, I take advantage of 2016, and guarantee you I'm going to take advantage of it again. That's what we do. You know, that's what we do. As a real estate investor, we bounce back. As an entrepreneur, we bounce back. And that's why I say, you know what? That's no time for us to think about, you know, the employment that rate is such a high, unemployment rate is such high numbers and things like that. We have to get better. You know, we figured out a way. So I always tell you guys, you know, this is the 8 steps. You know, for all you guys looking on Facebook Live, this is where you jump in the Zoom call. You know, jump in the Zoom call because you know you're gonna be able to get more information. In fact, I'm gonna give you the free video, free slides, and free information for the next hour. I guarantee you're going to learn much more on how to invest in commercial real estate than what you've been seeing online. Because I believe in give, and people who come to my meetup groups know that this is the only way. That's the only way to get better. And as a teacher, I learn much more. I tell all my students as well. I learn much more by actually sharing. So this is 8 steps. Again, I learned it from mentors. My mentor like Sunil and my mentor like Dave in US. So research. Raise capital. I have a raise capital boot camp later on this year, and I'll let you know about that. Again, 50% off. Credibility. Building credibility is the credential, is the cornerstone of raising capital. Creating teams. You know, I was talking to 6:30 this morning. I was talking to my mortgage broker, and my mortgage broker told me, "It's like, isn't it you were sleeping?" You know, in fact, you know, yes, but we have a loan that we have to close. So yeah, you build teams by, you know. Many people ask me, like, you're in Canada, you're in Calgary, how are you going to be create teams? So I'm going to share with you. You know, I have a boot camp that talk about creating team particularly. So right now is really timely. How do you take advantages? Like, you know, negotiations is a big thing. How do you take advantage of the situations? I have 2 brokers call me this morning, and on 2 deals that I'm potentially going in. But you know, I'm not sweating because you know what? You know, investor, like, you know, someone's an investor on my Facebook Live, know that, you know, this is not the time to panic. This is the time to take a breath. And you know what? Who knows? My properties are doing really fantastic well. And can share about how we do that by managing on a really, you know, as one of my good friends say that, you know, we have been asset managing for the last 2 months. It's very true. Is very true. But you know what? We learn about how to negotiating, how to underwriting the deals. You know, we have underwriting boot camp on this Saturday. If you haven't registered, again, register for it because, you know, I guarantee you can learn way more things on underwriting, how to do commercial deals, how to do DCR, how to do NOI, all that kind of things, 50% off. So How do you make it happen? So learn to lead and financing a deal. So really short, really quick, a little about myself, whoever who is new on here. So I've been sharing on how to invest in US. I've been investing in 2012 in US. So I invest in Canada and currently invest in US. And since 2012, I go to US. You know what? I need to go to US. So that's where I started investing in US. And 2016, you know what? I say, I need to start investing in multifamily. And boom, that's how I go. I learn from people who have great credibilities, online, offline. So for this year, I have over 3,000 audience, online, offline. And this is my 16th event on this Zoom call, 2012. So agenda today, what happened? What can we take advantage of the current market situations? How have we been offering properties? How are we managing cash flow, loan applications, and how are we talking to our investors days in, days out? I was just, before this, I jumped in the investor call. I talked to my investors. I say, Mr. D, it's like, so we have three options. We're going to sell it, we're going to refinance it, or we're going to keep investing, getting 7% all day long. So I've been talking to my investors, because it's very important. Time like this, you have to come as a leader. And the only one way you can raise capital yourself is to become over communicated with your investors. So I talk about this today. And why a lot of people why we do Zoom call like this? Because you're not, why everyone stay at home, and that's two things happening right here. Why I'm doing Zoom call on a weekly basis? Because most of my audience is actually staying at home right now. The reason why I'm able to talk to many of you guys through the internet or things like that is because everyone stay at home, right? And we all want to do something because we all know this, something will be happening, and someone will be that's really, really big. If you pay attention to all this really, great leaders online and offline, that's going to be a really huge wealth transformations on wealth. And it's going to be happening right now if you pay attention to what's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months. But you cannot take actions at that time if you haven't learned about the market today. So that's what we're talking about. But my goal, my multifamily goal is, I tell all you guys who have been, maybe on a similar journey, maybe on a different journey, but I want to share with you how people like us and other investors can make passive cash flow, can look at deals like this and invest. You know what? This is a great market. Or you know what? This is a great market that we're going to be able to potentially invest in 3 to 6 months. I'm going to educate all of you guys to learn to be able to do that. So invest with passive investors. And you're saying that, I want to do what you're doing. I see great people like you, and then how would like other people who have been doing this as a Canadians, as US citizens. It doesn't matter to be investing in US. So how do you do as a Canadian investors? I have another side stories. In fact, is this morning I was on a call with a mortgage broker. I told you about that. So basically, long story short, the first loan, the mortgage, the first loan, the lender disqualified me. It's like, you know what, you're Canadian, you're alien, so I'm not going to be working with you. So I was like, you know what, okay, but you know what, I just got another LOI. So we're going to talk about that. How do you, as a Canadian investors, to have backup plan. So, but you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that if you don't have something called team. If you don't have a team, you're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to talk about that on my meetups, on my online training, on my boot camps, on all those kind of events. I'm going to talk about you all days long. You need a team. So, but this is really what I really want to get to the bottom of this is, this meetup is for what? This Zoom call is for who? Like, why you need to come here? It's for all these 7 reasons. Number one, if you're an investor and you're investing in single families right now, you really need to jump into apartments. I share my story. I can share my story later on, but we have limited time today. But the thing is, if you are investing in single families, you are leaving a lot of cash. In fact, your game should be right up here, where my mentors always say, scenarios always say, your game need to be right here, but you're operating right here. I want to share with you how you can do that, right? Cash flow in single families is not as good as multifamily, just simple as that. You just can't get cash flow as much if you are actually doing single families. And plus, right now, it's such an important thing is if you are managing 10 single houses, imagine this. There's going to be a lot of managing right now that you have to do, and assuming they're all paying rent. So cash flow is much better. Second things, equity is much better in multifamilies. And the fourth thing is owning more is much better than owning less. But to be honest, that's what I want to get. But personally, I want to get a multifamily because just the fact that it's multi, it's not singles. Even though before that I own multiple single units, right? And number 5, free yourself from property management. Who have been, on the last weekend, at least one of you guys online here that has been doing managing, that hated, and whether your basement, your lawn, and things like that, I was in there, so I understand what you're talking about. I understand what you're talking about. Bye, Silly. Talk to you soon. So Silly is a good lady. Bye, Silly. So so you have to. So I'm teaching all this is not because I'm not because I just want to, just for the sake of going US, or just for the sake of going outside comfort zone. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you can make more cash, you can make more equity, and you can own more, and you can free yourself from property management. And I'm not even done yet. And create a legacy for your families. We all doing this for some reason. Some are doing it for yourself. Kudos to you. That's a good goal. Some are doing it for the next generation. Some are doing it for your parents. Some are doing it for your kids. Some are doing it for your wife. But ultimately, you want to create a legacy, right? You want to create something that's much bigger that can pass on and have a structure that you can pass it on to the next generation. That's what I talk about. Create a legacy for your family. And ultimately, we all doing this for a reason. For myself, as really selfish ones, I have to confess, I'm really selfish ones. I want to have more time for my family. I want to do this, otherwise why I'm doing here. But I want to create some more time for my family, some more time for my kid, that I can go see her every single day and pick her up at 2, every single day. I'm saying you can do that. I'm saying you can do that as well. So here we go. That's my reason. And you have to talk to yourself. Why, every Wednesday I'm jumping into the costume call and listen to, this Chinese guy talk about multifamily. Why I'm coming to this boot camp and this Saturday and spend 3 hours, 6 hours and listen to this guy talking about multifamily. It's because of this, because of that, because of creating legacy. So you have to figure it out yourself. You figure your why. Be dig deep, and I think you can. So enough of that. So I talked to you about already. So I created this 8-step home study program that everyone can, just forget about it. And if you guys don't want to see me every single day or every single week, this is boom, here you go. If you guys stay at home, I don't know why you're not taking advantage of this. This is 50% off. I haven't released it, sorry. So 8 steps. How do you find market? Manage a team, analyze your deals, doing your due diligence, generate massive deals flow because of broker relationships that I'll talk about in here. Whoever who cannot generate deals, you should jump into this deal, 50%. Invest in investors and financing. This is huge, man. If you're like me who have a problem, who have difficulty once and before that, they're generating enough lead on finding investors, you have to learn how to raise capital, guys. You have to learn how to raise capital, negotiating deals and closing the deals. So I talked to you about my story about 2012. This is my story. I shared the last time. Everyone's saying that you cannot make cash flow. You cannot do that. You cannot get loan in US. I did it once, I did it twice. And you know what? I did it so many times that I want to put it out here so that you guys can see it and learn about this. I buy single families in 2012 and everyone say that I cannot get loan. Everyone say that you cannot do that. You know what? But I'm looking at all my friends and their father and their parents and their mom, they're all doing it. So I'm like, go hell, man. I was 32 years old, right? This was 2012. I was like, you know, there you go. I double my money in 2 years and make more money than my day job at that time. And when we say that you have, maybe I should say this. When you say you cannot do that, it means that you have fear. And fear is a good thing, you know. Fear is a good thing. No, I should write it in red. Fear is a good thing because for some of you guys, some of me, including me, is a water to borrow it, to go do something, to go learn something, to go buy something, to go, you know, create some money for your family, for your kids, for the next generation, create a legacy. But I'm not saying it's not fearful. And I did it again. In 2016, I go to US and buy a building for 1.3 million in 18 months, basically double the cash with my investors. So this is a building. So I'm saying you can do it as well. But have I not put a trigger? Have I not seen what's happening? You know, 2012, 2008, 2016, it was scary. You know, I tell you what, no matter when was the time that you're going to pull the trigger, someone is going to tell you, you know what, that's not the right time. You know, I tell you, 2016 was too high. You know, I make double the money during that 3 years time frame. And 2012 was like, you know, it's already 4 years past, you know, 2008, you know, it's already too high. And I guarantee you now people are going to have their own reason for you cannot do it. You know, you have to create your own reason why you can do it. You have to create the reason why you can do it. It's not the, you know, I cannot do it. So why are we doing this today is because I want to talk about current market. So current market is very interesting, by the way. I've been talking to mortgage broker, to talk to real estate broker, and been talking about how do we offer. But this is a very interesting time. You know, the fact is, you know, you wouldn't know if you're not paying attention. You wouldn't know if you're not, you know, if you wouldn't know if you're not doing the work that you necessarily need to do. And so now, thank you for your message. Thank you as well. Go back to you. I'm very happy to see you online, and you know, a lot of this go back to you because you know you have taught me all this. You know, it's come back to having a mentors. You know, Sanel is my great mentors, and I wouldn't be able to be honest, I wouldn't be able to share what I've been able to share if it's not some people like you. So thank you for that, Sanel. In fact, I love you. In fact, the current market. So go back to current market. Credits are tight. That's what I've been hearing. Credits are tight. Income will be lower in 3 months. And you know what? This is what I've been hearing. I'm gonna show you what I'm seeing on my buildings, right? Closing times have been delayed. Selling are not realistic, but in a few months they will. First of all, credit are tight. I see that from first hand this morning. I just got declined. I told you, I just got declined for the big loan, one of the loan that, you know, really good terms. And they said that, you know, you don't have the Canadian, you don't have US experience, and you don't have enough net worth. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been owning for the last 3 years, for 2 years. And you're telling me that I don't have experience. But anyway, fear is a big thing in the market. Fear is oops. It's made by Lao. So that's why its construction is really strong. It hasn't broken yet. So fear is a big thing. So people are saying that, you know, they're not landing, but you know what, you know, forget about what they said. Keep knocking the doors, because you know what, someone will give you a loan. But this is what we're seeing, right? I want to educate you. I want to give you some values, right? Credits are tight. Freddie Mac, they're really serious. They're really looking at 12 months escrow. This is what is happening. You know, I was being told, and you know, the loan that are disqualified, that, you know, 12 months escrow, meaning that if you're paying $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, doesn't matter for mortgage, they want the whole year of you. Okay, that's what my mortgage broker told me, and it's happening right now. And income will likely be low in the next 3 months. I've been joining all these calls, but you know, this is not what I'm seeing. You know, my properties actually on May, I actually get way high collections. It's in the 95% collections. Occupancy is about the same, 1992, but some of the sellers tell me, you know, incomes will be coming a bit lower in a few months. Closing time delayed. I was trying to sell my properties before this. My brokers telling me, you know, you likely look at 6 to 9 months selling time. So it could be longer. You know, when you're trying to sell your property, it could be longer Be ready for it. Know your current market. Educate yourself. Seller are not realistic. A lot of sellers not realistic. You know, I am a seller. I'm also buyer. It's just like all of you guys. If you're a seller, you're not realistic. What's happening right now? My personal take, if you ask me, my personal take right now is, if you're seeing all this unemployment data, and if you're seeing all this unemployment data, and for whatever reason that if you think the 15% unemployment rate is real, I don't know what to tell you. I think easily it's going to double, and who knows how long the government money is going to be run out. And we all know that right now in US we are at the election year, so government is doing a lot of giving out money and money and money and money. And in fact, I think the reason one of the reasons why tenants is paying so on time right now is because the government is giving so much money. But you got to answer the questions: Would the money forever be there? Number one, and number two, and what happened if the money is dry out? So, as a landlord, we have to be really understandable of that. As an investor, you have to understand for that as well. So, with the seller, it's really not unrealistic, because right now they see, remember, like 2008, we shared this on previous one. 2008, this is the real estate market. 2008, 08, and so it's June like this, right? This is the graph, and 12, 16, and we're at 20 now. So I didn't include that, but the series slides of the single family homes and the rental. So this is single family homes, single family home affordability. Talk about per month rent. At the same time, bear with me guys, at the same time, the rent is kind of like this. So this is when you're renting. Okay, so the reason why I draw like this is because that's what the graph is showing when I was looking online. So renting cost is still lower than single families only. So that's the reason why people like me are booming, are favoring multifamily investment, like retails all day, rentals all day long, because you still own. When you own, it's actually still much more expensive than you rent. But seller not realistic, and you have to educate yourself. Current market in a few months. Not right now. It's already happening right now. The price will be lower, right? Price will be lower, and if it's not lower already, will be lower. You don't have to, you don't have to be really. You don't have to be really good at economics or have major degree and things like that. If you look online, major things happening right now. Hotel from 70% occupancy down to 70%, down to 20%. So 70. This is crazy numbers. Hotel. Hotel. 2 months ago, literally 2 months ago. 2 months ago, from 70% occupancy, and it does not come from my ass just like yesterday. It's all from repeatable online firms. I think this is from Microsoft Miller Chat. For 20%. 20%. So 70 to 20%. And I know I know government will bail out, will bail out airlines because there's transportations, will bail out major firms, big company. But will they bail out hotels? I don't know, right? I don't know. But I wouldn't want to be in that situation. In fact, I have a call with an investor this morning. I told you, right? Like 10 minutes ago, I was telling my investors, you're free to park your money somewhere else, and this is time, and you're going to get your 7+5, whatever the promised return, which because we're doing really well on our apartments. But thanks God we didn't do this. Thanks God we didn't do retails, right? I mean, the whole big companies, like a billion dollar companies, like about airlines, all this is go bankrupt, go Chapter 11. It's not even joking. So when we say that we want to invest in apartments, we say that for a reason. When we say that, actually yesterday I have a call with a really good marketer, and I thank you very much for joining my call yesterday, interviewing me, and he said, I don't know how to do this. You know what? Let me say it to you. The reason you cannot do this because you haven't taken the time, and just like me years ago, I don't know how to do this well. But I'm saying that you can do. I'm saying you can do it because you know what? It doesn't take genius to do that. Motivation deals is going to be it's going to be happening. It's already happening. 20 to 40% discount. A lot of saying that. A lot of people saying that, on real estate. Look at, you look. It doesn't need a crystal ball again. If you're looking at Dow Jones, if you're looking at all the stock market has been corrected huge, humongously. So it doesn't take too much to actually really figure out. Hi, Andrew. It doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot of intel to figure out this is going to be a major time that people or motivation seller is going to be going selling. Motivational seller is going to go on market. Motivational seller is going to be, when the loan, the fact is actually, different cities and different class is going to affect it. Right now, the best market is not the A because the A cannot afford it. The best market is the C and B because, so talk about ABC apartments. If you cannot afford 12,000, let's just say it in the market, you're going to pay 1,000, go to B, right? To 900. If you still lose a job, but you still need to play. You can cut everything. You can go cut your clothes. You can cut your computer. You can cut your phone, and you can cut your suit and things like that. But you cannot cut the home and eating. Right? You either go to cheaper living or like more economical living. So 500 to 700 workhouse living. That's what we focus all day long. Because we know that time like this, people are looking for bargain. Time like this, people are looking for 50% on education. Time like this, people stay at home and you still have to find things to do. So there we go. Motivation seller is going to be all online over that on different markets. So pay attention. But what we're offering right now, every property we're offering had to have cash flow for 6 months. Still cash flow in 6 months with all this decrease of the income. Typically 20% lower. That's what we're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but that's what we're seeing over the board. The broker is telling me that, I don't know. But you know what? You have to know that the properties, we're going to correct the price. And we have seen this, right? I have experience. I've seen this in 2008. I've seen this in previous cycle. And that's why I know. So, but you have to do the work right now. You have to do the training right now. You have to take advantage and educate yourself and raise capital right now. So what you can do to do value add, maybe it's not going to be what you think a few years back then, right? Think about that. When broker talk about value add, you have to be really careful. And my investor, in fact, will tell me, we have to be really careful. Yeah, you're right. She's just gone now. But you have to be really careful because you know what? What happened? You cannot increase the rent. People moving, so value add is very, very be careful. If people moving from here to here, they're looking for bargain. Not saying that if you have exceptional product out there doing all the renovations, you're not getting the rents that you're supposed to be. But to be really careful, you have to be super sure. You're probably going to less. That if I have a crystal ball, you're probably going to get less for your rents, right? Or for what you renovated. So from now, I'm talking about 6 months from now. So what we doing in managing cash flow? I just have a call. My property manager just called me. Actually, in fact, we have a really quick call before this because managing is the key. Managing is what you have to do right now because it is really interesting. You have to manage cash flow. You have to on top of collection of rents every single day. I log on my apartments and I log every single day. Look at how many people are paying. On top of the state evictions. We were talking about evictions. Can we do evictions? We were in fact evicting tenants, unfortunately, because they haven't paid. They haven't paid for like 3 months, and it's for 2 units they rent. So they own us 7,000 of money. 7,000 that's a lot of money, US. And we have to do that. We have to do eviction. And one of the things my property manager called me is because he's asking me, do you have any loan from the government? If you're getting Fannie Mac loan, if you're getting government agency loan, you have to be careful. Hi, Michael, how are you? You have to be careful. You cannot. I guess this is state by state, right? You don't know. Hi, Mark. And you have to be very careful because you may not be able to evict your tenants. If your tenants is owing you a lot of cash, right? And you cannot evict them. And depending on the class, you're going to have different kind of tenants. Some of them really professional tenants too. So you have to be very attention, pay attention. On top of new lease, on top of eviction, on top of rent collections, you just have to do that. You have to do it. And you know what? If you're getting your properties in next 3 to 6 months, 30% discount, I think you can do it. I think you can manage your cash flow. I think you can manage your collection. I think you can manage your new lease and top of property expense. Keep cash. This is the time that you have the hard cash. This is the time that, in fact, you're going to get as much cash you can to survive for the next 6 months, for the next 2 years. So be aware for that. Communication with investors. One big thing of communicating, of raising capital. People, if you guys want to take advantage 50% on how to learn about raising capital, happening in the next 2 months, send to me, because this is only limited time only. Raising capital, big thing is you have to over communications. Communication, investors is all about trust. It's all about trust. Anyone who raise capital, anyone who have a client relationship, anyone have your business, you know what I'm talking about. You have to make sure they trust you. And make sure the trust that you work on, you build on with them, has to be constantly engaged. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. If you say they're going to give them so and so percentage, do it. If you say that you're going to call them, do it. If they contact you and they have questions, I answer you about that, get back to them. So it's just really simple. Treat your customer, they're your customers when they invest with you. And even if they don't invest with you, keep them constant communication. This is really key. I can't say that. Over communication is the best in time like this. Imagine yourself, that's really, if I think, so I only had 2 points on yesterday, but at the last, I add one more point. Imagine yourself like them. I'll be worried too. Look at the street. Like I look at my kid. I know that I'll be worried. Look at my kid. She's 5 years old. But if she's worried, if I'm worried, I'm sure my investors are worried. So do what you can to keep them engaged. Imagine that you and them, and they likely don't know what you're doing most of the time. They know you invest in apartments. They know you can give them cash flow, and you send them check for check, which is fantastic, and which is what you should do. But imagine that in the shoes, because you know what? If you're them, and some of them may have loose job, you don't know, right? Or some of them, hi Colleen. Some of them may have difficulty times. Some of them may have sickness. Some of them may be going through a lot of things in the mind, or they look at news and look at all this number, they worry. So you have to imagine that when you and themselves, there are a lot of fear going on in the mind. But yes, over communications will help. Over communications will build trust. Over communications will build relationships. Over communications will help you to raise capital, even time like this. Don't listen to other people who say that there's no cash. People who have cash always have cash, and people who are ready to invest always look at people who they can trust and do what they say, and over communicate, and constantly doing what they say they're going to do. My mentors once tell me, 3 things in doing business: don't be paying the butt, do what you say, and I forgot what's the last one. Do what you say. Don't be paying the butt, and make doing business with you easy. That's the last one. Okay, recap for today. I'm trying to fine tune a time that is actually work for everyone. You guys, I know some of you guys is working, but I think between 30 minutes to 45 minutes is a really good sport time. But today's is about talking like what is the market? What are we offering? How do you manage your cash flow? A loan application is crazy out there. But it's not about what they tell you. It's about what you take the communications to yourself. So hence learning how to do it, doing the communications, taking advantage of my 50% online training course and more one-on-one mentorships. And, especially for people who lose job. If you lose job, let me know. For the last 2 months, if you lose job, let me know. I want to help you. And if you're a student, if you're immigrants, I'm immigrants too. I want to help you. Because you know what? We are on this together. If the whole world lose, we don't have customer. How well can it be? So let me know. So communication with your investors, last things. So this is my online training that I told you guys already. Click on it, ask me, send me emails how you want to take advantage of this. And I've been doing this in boot camps, Zoom call, bi-weekly coach calls, monthly meetups, with the market. When we are online, when we are actually once open again, we're going to be open the market. We open the market, home study investing. So that's what we do. Questions. So on this Saturday, I feel quite a few of you guys already joined my boot camps. So we're going to talk about, okay, take a couple minutes to talk about it. This is day number 2. This is actually free for the guys who actually do my first day. We talk about how to write LOI to get accepted in time like this. We can talk about how do you calculate NOI, which is net operating income. How do you make sure you have the real income? How to make sure you have the real expense? And lastly, we're going to do how to do the value add. That is going to make you and your investors value add so rich that how I turn 1.3 million and 2 million in 18 months. So here we are. So I want to leave it to you guys. For all you guys, thank you very much for coming and leave for questions. So again, bootcamp is for who want to do investing. Weekend for young professional. If you lose your job, let me know because I want to help you out. And don't wait at home for 6 months, 8 months, because you know what? I once was seeing this. I see this movie because I take the actions because you know what? It's very easy. It's very easy to to say I'm going to stay at home and don't do anything. It's really easy to say I'm just going to stay at home and you know what? The time is crazy. But don't do that because you know what? You have to be better. You have to be better to be taking advantage of all this. And let me see if I can play this. This is my bootcamp video by my marketer, Rich. People buying those doesn't care about cash flow. When I buy property, I care about cash flow. Basically, even with what you can see is now I have 819 for the gross income. The next portion, this is basically where all the money is to be made. If you use the bottom line to calculate your capex, basically means that you're more conservative, isn't it? Right? You're more conservative. So again, having the formula is good, but at the end of the day, you also want to know how to do it yourselves. It's 3 pages.
So when you do that, the magic formula is clear, right?
It's not great and dirty. You have to go back to that one project and take 6 months to work on that. Because you're going to take time to find deals.
He's a go-getter, and that's what someone should be. The fear of failure shouldn't stop you.
Remind me what my goal was.
Now I'm able to do the necessary analysis for me to pick a property to make an offer on.
He opened up my eyes to look into the United States. We actually crunched numbers and found exactly how much you'd be kind of receiving after all of that.
Howard knows his stuff. He gave us good content, lots to think about, and actually, I think makes me think that I can do this as well.
This is really exclusive settings that they can actually come in and learn about a 2-day solid of bootcamp. So I encourage you all to come and join me on the next coming up bootcamp event. So that's it. I want to thank all you guys to join me today. And let me flip back. And for you guys, you say that for you guys that you haven't done this before, let me know.
Can make a steady income
and you know what? It is not as scary as what they think. It's not as hard as what my marketer tell me that, you can't do this, or like he can't do it, or like, it's on your mind, by the way. It's on your mind that you think you can do it or you cannot do it. Let me see if I can flip it back. Here you go. If you think you can do it, there's a way to do it. And I'm gonna end it like this from my one of the really good guy that Warren Buffett say that.
High risk, extreme volatility currently plaguing the stock market. And if you click this ad, I will take you.
So I'm leave it to you guys. Leave it to you guys. So thank you very much for all coming today, and I love to see you guys on this Saturday. For you guys who say that you're gonna come, that this is free for you guys anyway. For you guys, it's a fantastic 3 hours. We're probably gonna go over again. But it's already free for you guys. We're gonna go over the rest of the training. I said that we're gonna go for 3 hours. Looks like we're gonna go for triple the time. But you know what? This is what we do. This is what we do. We teach you until you know how to do it, because you know what? We talk about a lot of capital here. Thank you very much, guys. Let me know if you have questions. But I'm looking forward to see you all. And thanks very much, guys.
Hey, Howard, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Even have to have a lot of time on your hand.
Oops, sorry.
Here's what your new day could look like.
Hang on a second. I see, Scott, you have a question, I think. Oh, you don't have a question, you just say thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You were writing on your Amy property immediate appraisal. What did you mean by immediate appraisal? Was that like
So yeah, so basically what
as soon as you
right
purchased
after,
it?
so no, right after you like before the bank actually let you lend the money, so they will get appraiser, right, to get in to make sure that there's a clear. And in that hobby, so they are like, if we put 1.3, but in fact they instantly write the appraisal. I think it's like 2.1, something like that, and they base on the income generation that potentially in about what we say that we can do. But usually that's how bank protect the ass. And you have to be, yeah. So basically from that, like when you buy residential, you know that they have appraisal. It's just pretty much similar as that.
Okay. One more question. On slide 18 there, it says cash flow in 6 months. What did you mean by that? I missed that one.
You basically means that if you are cash flow right now, you need to make sure that's cash flow in 6 months.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, I just missed that part.
Yeah,
cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, because
awesome.
We don't know what the market is going to be, right?
Yeah. All right, sounds good, man.
All right, say hi. And fun and busy, Scott.
Yeah, I'm in Calgary today, actually.
You're in Calgary? Oh, that's no wonder. The work is different.
Yeah.
Are you hiding your home right now?
Yeah.
You
had to get some work done, yeah.
You get some work. Oh, for your property.
No, just like some spring stuff around the yard.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, I see you on. Are you still in Calgary this Saturday, or you already drive back already?
No, I'll be still here.
Okay. Well, I see you in the same time zone in Calgary on this Saturday.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Have a good day.
All right. Okay. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. So, thanks very much, everyone's on live on Facebook Live. Enjoy the call. Enjoy a lot, and keep coming for more information. Thanks for all joining. I'm gonna end it if no more questions and give you guys 10 minutes back. Bye. So, stop sharing. For you guys has been watching on Facebook. So I want to take the time again to thanks for you guys to come to this event, and I hope to see you guys next week. I hope to see you guys do more action, to be honest, because you know what, the thing is we're gonna get much more values in terms of the market and correction and things like that. I have